So The Rock came back to Monday Night Raw this past Monday, and everybody is trying now to figure out what is going to happen with Cody Rhodes and his story. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, what's going to happen there. Probably have an idea, but then they threw another monkey wrench this past Friday. We're going to be talking about that. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit of New Japan Pro Wrestling and what happened in Wrestle Kingdom, a little bit of AEW. We're going to have that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. And we're back for Season 6 and a new 2024 New Year. Let's get this. Welcome back to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
Daddy's back.
And we are here with another episode of the New Year one now. So we're definitely going to jump on this because this was the topic of the week. Monday Night Raw teased a world champion who hasn't been in WWE in 7 years. And this is way before, this was all over Twitter and whatnot. That's what they announced. So I, for one, stay up to watch Monday Night Raw, which again, I regret because that Monday Night Raw was, again, horrible in my view. With a couple of other things there that I was like, okay, it was all right. But except with the main event between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was pretty good, and the ending again, the tease with Damian Priest trying to cash in. I just didn't like the way they did it. I mean, no logic into it, no common sense. But that's WWE for you. But anyway, but the main thing that happened was everybody was waiting who was going to be the ex-world champion who was going to be in Monday Night Raw. When they announced that in the middle of Monday Night Raw on Monday, they said Jinder Mahal. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? 7 years? Jinder Mahal was there now, what, a couple of months ago, whatever it was. He hasn't been gone from Monday Night Raw for 7 years. See, that shows you that a wrestling fan like myself, I keep track and I keep tabs on wrestlers leaving and going from certain promotions. So when I saw Jinder Mahal, I said, this ain't right. Something don't seem right. Now, me, again, as a common sense pro wrestling fan, I said, well, The Rock was in California. Monday Night Raw was originating from San Diego. The Rock was in Pasadena for the Rose Bowl with Nick Khan. That was only 2 hours away from there. And everybody's like, oh, but, that's 2 hours away from San Diego. Yeah, what's 2 hours to these wrestlers? Wrestlers travel more than that. So when I saw Jinder Mahal in there, I said, this don't seem right. And then the way they did it, it was like a waste of time to me. Because they used Jinder Mahal to use his anti-United States. He doesn't like United States, the USA, and we watching Sergeant Slaughter and Iron Sheik. Are you serious? And I said, son, ain't right. Get this man out of my TV. And sure enough, The Rock showed up. Now, I'm always glad and I'm always grateful when I see The Rock come and do his thing at Monday Night Raw. He shows up, whatever. But the last two times, the time before this, he came out and confronted Austin Theory. And he did something like that in SmackDown when he had one side of the arena call him asshole and the other one hell, whatever it was. So it wasn't the typical Rock thing. So I was like, okay, things don't seem fair. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Rock that I'm used to watching. All of a sudden, he was doing the same thing again, but this time he was being the patriotic wrestler coming in to defend his people in the United States and whatnot. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this is not where The Rock usually thrives at. This is who came up with this. And to be honest, it felt like it was a 15-minute segment. There was a waste of time for him to say one thing and whatnot. Now, me seeing him in there, I already knew that he probably was going to go and challenge Roman Reigns. But the way he did it was after this, physical confrontation with Jinder Mahal, he pretty much said that he was hungry. And that he asked the fans, well, should I go to a place and sit in the cube and eat my food? Or should I sit at a bar? Or should I sit at the head of the table? That erupted the whole arena. Pretty much now the question was, what is going to happen to Cody? Because Cody Rhodes is supposed to be the one who's supposed to finish his story against Roman Reigns. And everybody's been saying for over a year that he's going to face Roman Reigns at Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40 and beat him for the belt to finish his story. But as you guys know, sometime last year, not Roman Reigns, The Rock has kind of teased in Pat McAfee show that he may show up at WrestleMania. Now, everybody, all this WWE fans that were like, well, we're going to have The Rock if it's Roman. But I'm like, okay, but he's going to fight. If The Rock's wrestling Roman, that means he's not going to wrestle Cody for the belt. Unless he loses the belt somewhere down the line. Now, this was Tuesday. That was my thought Tuesday. Me and Whole Mill Mike from Turnbuckle Tableau kept going back and forth and talking about so many scenarios what could happen and whatnot with the way maybe Cody Rhodes still win the world title. One scenario that I had was, well, we all know that, Roman is defending the belt at Royal Rumble, either against LA Knight, Randy Orton, or AJ Styles. Now, remember, that was the three-way match that was supposed to be set up for Friday. So before I even thought that fuckery that happened on Friday was going to be thrown in now in the whole monkey wrench, I was thinking, well, one of those guys, and I'm thinking Randy Orton is the one who most likely is going to win that. And he's going to face Roman Reigns. Then I say, well, if that's the case, then maybe Roman Reigns faces The Rock at Australia at Elimination Chamber. Cody wins the Elimination Chamber. Rock loses to Roman Reigns, and that's it. The storyline between Cody and Roman Reigns still continues. But come to find out, The Rock is not going to be able to go in Australia because he just sold XFL to the USFL, and now they're having a United Federation League or whatever, United Football League and whatnot. So he's going to be promoting all these cities where the United Football League is going to be at. So he's not going to be able to go to Australia. So that's a no-no. So now I'm saying to myself, well, so if he's not going to be able to be in eliminations, that means Cody doesn't get to beat Roman. He has to wait again and whatnot. So now to me, I'm saying, okay, so then if that's the case, then why did Cody sign with WWE? Because he's getting played. I'm sorry. A lot of people say that he's not getting punished. He's not this. I think he's getting punished. Whole Mill Mike says no, but I think he's getting punished for starting AEW. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been taking too long. It's been, you're thinking, well, he lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He's going to get a shot at it. Let him go through all whatever he's going through with his worthless, feuds that he had. And I told Whole Mill Mike that, I feel that he's not getting booked right. He's getting punished. He said, no, he's getting booked correctly. And he's winning his matches, his feuds. Okay, he's winning his feuds, but he's nowhere near the freaking title. He's not even in the top 3 for the title. And that's proven because now they have the top 3 for the title, and that is AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. So, it's funny. Everybody wants LA Knight to be this popular guy, but yet they want Cody to win the belt. It doesn't make no sense. You got to come up with you have to make up your mind which one you want. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, so what happens? So this is what my whole scenario is. I still say, well, Cody's gonna get screwed out of all this. I think The Rock coming in as a how do you call it? As a for nostalgia, really, if you think about it. It's just for nostalgia. For him by coming in there, then it goes to show you that, I guess Cody came into WWE for nothing because he's not gonna get the belt. So what happens Friday night? Friday night, you have the three-way between AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton. Now, Nick Aldis was outside the ring just watching this match as an official. What happens? The bloodline comes out, beats up everybody. The match, there's no winner. So Nick Aldis approached Paul Heyman and tells him, well, your guy beat up everybody, whatever. Just let your client know that it's going to be a four-way at Royal Rumble. Now, when I heard that, I said, whoa, another monkey wrench in the program. Then I see this podcaster who puts up something on Twitter that says, it looks like Roman Reigns is going to lose the belt without himself getting pinned. Well, if you still want to make him this unbeatable champion, why not? Why he can't lose the belt by in a four-way? But then again, what's going to happen in this four-way? Most likely, this is just scenarios. Most likely, maybe Randy Orton is going to win the Universal title. Okay. And then him and Cody wins the Elimination Chamber. And then we're going to have Legacy versus Legacy because everybody already wants that also. See, everybody wants all these things, but they don't want, they want these things in all these scenarios. But at the end of the day, they want Cody to win the belt. And that's the only way we can have. But are you going to give the belt to Randy Orton to be a transitional champion for him to get beaten by Cody? Also, do you really want to see Cody beat Randy Orton, or do you want to see Cody beat Roman Reigns? The Rock getting in there, again, they're using nostalgia, but I'm sure it's going to be a good match. But we all know that Roman Reigns is going to beat The Rock. He's going to beat The Rock. The Rock is, does The Rock really need to win? He doesn't really need to win. Only way that The Rock will beat Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns loses the belt at the Rumble. Okay? That's the only way I could see it happening. Okay, and then probably The Rock beats him, let him know that you're not the head of the table. I am. I've been head of the table for a long time. You was just a pretender to the throne. It could happen. It could happen. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. But we don't know. We really don't know. So it's just ridiculous because right now it's like, what are we going to be watching here? Like, I think Cody Rhodes is getting screwed out of all this. Is he going to get played? And if he doesn't get a match with Roman Reigns for that title, or Randy Orton, if Randy Orton is the one they're going to choose to win, then what's the point? What is the point of all this? They're making all this nonsense, all this craziness, and you're like wondering what the hell? Like, come on. Like, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Because, I mean, to me, I feel like those are the scenarios. The scenarios I just told you are the scenarios that I feel that they should happen. Cody Rhodes, in order for Cody Rhodes to get a shot at Roman Reigns, he has to win the Elimination Chamber. He can't win the Rumble. Like I told Wholesome Mike, I said, look, he cannot win the Rumble again. Because he wins the Rumble again, people are going to turn to him. And Cody's one of the fan favorites. I think they pretty much set that up for CM Punk to win the Rumble, so he could get a shot at Seth Rollins. Not that if Seth Rollins don't lose the belt to Damian Priest, who's trying to cash in this week and whatnot, and it didn't make no sense because, I believe Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore on Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins barely got out of that match, and they could have went in there. I mean, Damian Priest caught a Claymore himself from Drew McIntyre, but that's going to be kind of see what happens with that. What happens with Drew McIntyre? We don't know. I mean, he's not a topic of the subject right now. The question is Seth Rollins still going to be champion at WrestleMania, and then CM Punk is going to win the Rumble? That's why I say that Cody cannot win the Rumble, because I think that's already set up for CM Punk and whatnot. And Cody should win the Elimination Chamber, but we will see. We will see. So it's just a matter of time and whatnot. So let's go on with the New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom that was on Thursday and whatnot. So that was very interesting. All the matches, I got to see Wrestle Kingdom and whatnot. It was pretty good. Very interesting news that came out of this. Supposedly TJP is now as the ass one. TJP is not the ass one, and recaptured the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles with Francisco Akira. They beat the Clark Connors and Joe Maloney at Wrestle Kingdom 18. And there was a whole different, look for TJP. And the match finished with Ass1, which is TJP spin miss at Maloney, his straight jacket DDT, then Cash 22 finished on Maloney with a 2x2 to win that match. So that was one of the matches. So one of the title changes that happened in Wrestle Kingdoms. Also, one thing that I noticed was Hiroshi Tanahashi put himself to challenge Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr., who's been the New Japan World TV Champion for God knows for almost a year, and Tanahashi puts himself as the number one contender for that belt. And funny that Tanahashi is the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. All of a sudden, he put himself as the number one contender in that match, and he beat Zack Sabre Jr. at Wrestle Kingdom, which to me, that's suspect. The president, the ace, the champion, that's what they're calling him now. But Hiroshi Tanahashi won the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Championship, TV Championship at New Japan Wrestle Kingdom, defeating Zack Sabre Jr. The finish star Tanahashi reverts a pin from Zack Sabre, catching him in a pin of his own to score the victory. After the bout, Zack Sabre Jr. shows signs of respect to Tanahashi, handing him the title. Tanahashi addressed the crowd, thanking them for their support. So there you go. Tanahashi is the new New Japan TV champion. I mean, he has gotten every belt now, except with the global one that just popped out of nowhere. Tama Tonga ended up winning the never open weight title at New Japan Pro Wrestling. We saw him make a comment about him pretty much not going to be with New Japan after next month. Not only that, but Evil attacked him at New Year's Dash. Excuse me, let me take a drink. New Year's Dash and cut Tama Tonga's hair. So his hair got cut. Where do I see Tama Tonga going? Most likely I'll see him probably joining AEW for the simple fact that he could go and join Bullet Club Gold, being that Juice Robinson's been out, so they need a fourth member. They're going to go into this feud with the United Kingdom and whatnot. I can't see them tagging up with the Acclaim. I can't. Also, a big situation that happened at Wrestle Kingdom was Dolph Ziggler, now known, his real name is Nick Nemeth, showed up with Ryan Nemeth at Wrestle Kingdom. So Nick Nemeth went and sat down in the VIP area in the match between Moxley, Will Ospreay, and David Finlay. Finlay ended up winning that match and whatnot. That was a very physical match and whatnot. Even though Bullet Club War Dogs got involved and Alex Coughlin was put through a table, and the tables in Japan are not the same as the tables here in the United States. He was put through the table, literally, and the table still stood, and his whole body was in between the table. So after the match, we saw David Finlay approach Dolph Ziggler and start arguing with him. And Ziggler, you could hear him say, do you even think that you have the right to talk to me? And Finlay pushed him. Ziggler responded, and they started to fisticuff each other. Whatnot. They started punching each other. At one point, you see David Finlay throw spit at David Finlay. In the back, in the post comment, Nick Nemeth attacked David Finlay and whatnot, and Finlay ran away. And it looks like Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, is going to be the number one contender for that title. So it looks like that is the deal that's going on. So we'll see what happens with that. Ed Fantasmo and Hikuleo become double champions as they win the IWGP Tag Team titles at Wrestle Kingdom. Them becoming the IWGP champions, plus they already hold the New Japan Strong Tag Team belts. I want to see what's going to happen now because these guys are using the Gorillas of Destiny logo and whatnot. So they're using that in Japan. So I guess it's just not just Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. It's all four of them now, Hikuleo and Fantasmo included. So Hikuleo is improving little by little. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know why. He's a big guy, whatever, but he still can move in that ring and whatnot. So then give him a chance. He's still young. Tama Tonga again announces January 2024 is his last month in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Let me read a little article here and whatnot. After winning the Never Openweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 18, Tonga said the post-match press conference that January is his last month in the company. And his comment, which came from Ace Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Thomas said he wants to find work closer to home, that he misses his family. So, he said he loves the company and every wrestler. So, as you can see, Tama Tonga, but it's time. He said it's time to be home with the family. So, I mean, think about it. He could go to AEW and still be close to his family, no problem. So he's in Florida. He lives in Florida, and whatnot. And AEW doesn't have what we call tours. They don't have house shows. So if he gets the money he wants, I'm sure he's going to get paid very well. He could join Bullet Club Gold and whatnot. And who knows? I mean, think about it. It's called Bullet Club Gold for a minute. And I'm going to bring something about Bullet Club Gold. And it was what one of the Gunga, I think was not Coben, but the other one, Austin Gunn, who said that, after the interview, I think it was Collision or Dynamite. I think it was a Collision. He said, I guess the Acclaim is talking about probably joining Bullet Club Gold. And he's Austin Gunn said it makes sense. I don't see them doing that. So what I see them is them taking the belts away from the Acclaim. That's what I can see. But I can see Tama Tonga joining them to wrestle United Kingdom United Kingdom, Undisputed Kingdom. That's what I meant to say. So we'll see about that and whatnot. Again, we'll see what happens because Okada ended up beating Bryan Danielson in a very, very physical match and whatnot. So that was a good match and whatnot. We'll see if we're gonna get another one and whatnot. Also, we saw Naito beat Sonata for the belt. I mean, I already knew that was gonna happen, and the reason I say Sonata's booking was terrible during his whole damn title reign. I wasn't surprised that Naito won and whatnot. And I mean, Sonata got his title. All I can say is just he got his title. His reign was about 7 months. And I guess they figured like give the belt to Naito. And as soon as Naito won the belt, he was talking to his fan. He was doing his roll call. All of a sudden, you saw Evil and his goons came in the ring, attack Naito. Luckily, Sonata came to his aid, even though he was beat up. So Evil was doing a lot of stuff, and I see Evil winning the Never Openweight title because, I mean, again, he cut Tama Tonga's hair the night after that. So we'll see what happens. Also, Will Ospreay says February 11th is his last match in New Japan, and will team up with United Empire in a cage match. Ospreay will team with Francisco Akira, TJP, Hanara, and Jeff Cobb to take on Damon Finlay, Alex Coughlin, Gabe Kidd, Clark Connor, and Drew Maloney. And Ospreay said that Finlay could pick the stipulation. Finlay chose the battle will take place inside a steel cage, and that's, I believe, if I'm correct, that will be let's see if I got. I think it's going to be New Beginnings. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But it's in February, so I doubt it's on New. Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, New Japan, New Beginning, Osaka. So see what happens. And that's going to be probably the end of Ospreay being a full-time wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and when even though he still could go out there, whatever. So also real quick, AEW we saw this week. Not a lot of stuff that happened at AEW this week. Only thing that again, we saw the Mr. Adam Cole come out, talk about what he's doing. And whatnot. So the AEW this week, all I saw was the Undisputed. It looks like Bullet Club and Acclaim look like they're going to be feuding with the United Undisputed Kingdom, but we'll see. It could be more betrayal in this whole thing. Mark Quinn came back, and Private Party is back in AEW. And me and Jay Santee from the Turnbuckle Tableau said Mark Quinn needs to go on his own. He needs to break away Isaiah Cassidy and turn on him. That would be very good for him. Deonna Purrazzo showed up, and pretty much she is all elite. She signed with AEW this week as she took out whatever her name, Marsha May, whatever her name is, who debuted it this week, and it looks like she's eyeing Toni Storm for her title, so that is good. Eddie Kingston defended this week in Collision, defended the belt against Beretta. That was a good match. And then I guess we're getting Hangman Page versus Swerve Part 3. We're going to see that again up and whatnot. So they still got a long time from here to Revolution for them to do what they got to do and whatnot. And hopefully they already got Deonna Purrazzo. It's still Mercedes Martinez has, I'm not going to say Mercedes Moné has not debuted. I mean, the rumors was last week that she's going to sign with AEW. I don't believe anything until I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like she's still out there. They could use her for the Rumble. She could show up at WWE. So we'll see about that and whatnot. So we just got to keep looking. I know I think next weekend we have Battle of the Valley. We're going to have the main event of that. It's going to be Okada versus Will Ospreay. So already New Japan is just starting off the gate real fast and quick. So it's going to be interesting to see that. All right, to me, the match of the year already started. I mean, I know the year's already started, but for me, match of the year is the Moxley, Ospreay, and David Finlay three-way for the global title. So far, that match was ridiculous. It was crazy. It was out of this world. So that is it for me today, guys. And I just wanted to bring you that and let you know about what this whole thing with Cody Rhodes. And, you know, let me know what you think about this video, what you think about what's going to happen with Cody Rhodes. Is Cody Rhodes going to win at WrestleMania 40? Is he finishing up the story? Or is The Rock is going to be the one responsible for him not finishing the story and whatnot? Leave me your comments. Leave me your thoughts on my on my comments downstairs and whatnot. So that is it for me. Again, guys, you can follow me at on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also check out my podcast store with merchandise. That's tcwr.veryimpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryimpressive.com. Guys, check it out. I got hats, I got shirts, I got sweaters in there. Check it out. If you didn't get anything for Christmas for somebody, that's a good spot to get it real quick. It gets to you right away. So check that out. Until then, guys, also check out my audio podcast before I leave out of here. Check out my audio podcast that I have that I put on during the week on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Or actually Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. And check it out. I have audio podcast, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, Behind the Curtain series. I got that, and I bring you all the little news and details that's going on in the wrestling business in the middle of the week and whatnot. This week we talked about the the Chris Jericho thing, about people talking about he's not taking, Nick Houseman now backtracking his story. We talk a little bit about Mercedes Moné, what she was going to show up at AEW on last Wednesday. We also talked about Velveteen Dream and his apology. So we did all that this week. So check that out. Available on Amazon, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Spotify. So that is it for me today, guys. I'll see you guys next week and whatnot. Be safe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.